house.
Yes,
I,
absolutely.
I have to be,
On Facebook.
not in the office.
So much. Thank you so much for joining us. It's a civilized presence. Good afternoon, Facebook. Good afternoon, YouTube. I am so excited this afternoon that you made out time to be here. Facebook, give us a couple of minutes, maybe 2 minutes, just for Facebook to bring this video visible to everyone. So just give us 2 minutes. I'm going to have to share this video on my personal page. Welcome, YouTube family. Let me know that you're in the house. It's great to have you here. Right. Just 1 second. And so, Dr. Nashon, I think that there might be some security in your page. It's not letting me post it directly on your page, but we'll see what happens after.
Okay.
I'm just going to check your page for 1 second again, just to make sure that it is there.
And I can remove.
Um,
Let me see.
Welcome. It's a civilized presence. You're in the right place. We have people joining already. Thank you so much. Let me know where you're joining us from. This is going to be great. Welcome, Ellen. It's great to have you. Dr. Donald, it's great to have you. Dr. Karen, it's great to have you in the house. Thank you so much. Guys, just give us 1 minute while we just have our promotional message come on. Okay, welcome back to the house. It's great to have you here. Thank you so much for making out time to be here. Blessings to all of you. We are so excited to have you in the house, and we have one of the best. When I say one of the best, I'm not kidding. You need to just kind of stay on. And welcome to this party. Welcome Instagram family. Welcome YouTube. Welcome Facebook. Thank you so much. Do me a favor. Give us some hearts, give us some thumbs up, and please share this video on your page. Invite others to be part of what we're doing. Post it on your page, your personal page, your business page. I think is a message that everyone should be part of. And welcome, Dr. Johnny Vega. It's good to have you in the house. Thank you so much, everyone, for making out time. Welcome, Aldir. Welcome, Sandra. Welcome, John Wenger. It's good to have you. Esther is Z from Canada. It's good to have you. Thank you so much for making out time to be here. Baller Uki is good to have you. Mercy is good to have you. Thank you so much. Eunice is good to have you. Thank you so much for making out time to be here. Dr. Robert, it's wonderful to have you in the house. Thank you. YouTube family, I know that I cannot see you directly, but I want you to know that I really do appreciate you for making out time to be here. Guys, please make sure that you follow our YouTube channel. Sometimes if you're not, you might have some friends who are not part of Facebook, but we have tons of videos, like over 200 videos that are starred with great contents. And that's what you should be feeding on during this period of time. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much. I know that we're using a brand new platform. So if I don't bring your message up on time, forgive me. I am learning to just kind of make everything go on the right way, but it's good to have you in the house. I'm so excited. How was your weekend? And how are you doing? How is the lockdown? How are you feeling? Are you still being quarantined where you are? How is homeschooling? I know that's something that a lot of parents are struggling with. No one is happy about homeschooling, and that's why we have to celebrate the teachers a lot more. They've been doing this for so many years, and we didn't really realize how much work they were doing. So thumbs up to all the teachers, thumbs up to all the frontline workers, thumbs up to all the janitors, whoever that is helping to bring hope to everyone around the world. The philanthropists, thank you so much. I really appreciate all of you for the work that you're doing, because without you, trust me, the world would have folded over. So I know that we really have to celebrate you, and I hope we're doing that enough just for us to be here. Guys, what are you thankful for this morning? I am thankful for life. I'm being locked down, but I'm thankful for life, because if you're in the hospital, people are dying every second. Literally, not even minutes. Every second, people are dying. So if you could make it and see this video and be here with me, you must be grateful to be alive. Now, this is the civilized presence. Usually we're here every Mondays and Fridays at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We had to change our time because of the lockdown. Because I know that at 8:30 a.m., you're probably not even out of bed. We had to switch things over and bring it to 1 p.m. And of course, I've received so many messages from last week. So many of our viewers from Asia, from some parts of Africa, like Kenya, are struggling to meet up with time. So it looks like we might have to try to make some adjustment because I don't want to lose them. And they've been following me for so long. And I really appreciate all of you for your messages that you're sending to me. So I'll try to work with the time a bit. I'm thinking about 11 a.m.-ish so that they can still be awake. I have some followers from Australia. They haven't been part of the session even since when we started during this lockdown period. But I am so grateful for all of you who have been here. I'm so grateful for those who are watching us on replay, because without you, the show will not go on. Now, some of you have never met me before and you're asking, who is this lady? Well, my name is Louisa Akaizo, and I am a master civility trainer, a women development advocate, and author of several books, a leadership expert with the John Maxwell team. But something that I feel so honored to share with you is that I am the recipient of the World Civility Day I Change Nation African Woman of the Year Award 2020. So, but I'm also the founder of the Civility for the Girl Child Day initiative, and this is celebrated every October the 13th of every year all over the world as the International Civility for the Girl Child Day. Our mission is built on the concept of the golden rule, civility, image, and leadership. It's going to be a day where every girl must be encouraged to find their voice, embrace their flaws, and of course, lead with their girl power. So if you want to be a part of this, it will be great to see what you'll be doing on October the 13th. I'm happy to get more and more ambassadors. I know people have been reaching out to me and said, Louisa, how can we be part of this? So thank you so much. So guys, I don't know how many of you have seen the post for today, but if you're just here to the show for the first time, usually everything and every message in this show is really around breaking down the concept of civility in tiny little bits to show you how easy but important it is for you to be civil. And I always say that it's as easy as saying please and thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, how are you doing? Some of us have never said hello to our neighbors before. And so the lockdown even makes things worse. So that's not going to be an excuse, because put down a note on a stick-out note and just put it on their door and just find out how they're doing. This period, there's so many negative news. When you look at the media, nothing good is showing up. But can you imagine those people who do not have a family? Can you imagine those people who do not have children, no spouses, and they've been struggling? There's increase in suicide rates. There's increase in mental health cases. There's increase in abuse lately. All of that is going on. There's so much pain in the world. And I think that now more than ever before, civility is the tool that will heal the world. So if civility is still very foreign to you, this is a good place for you to come in and learn a thing or two to pass on to the people around you. You can begin from today. Pay attention to other people. I apologize earnestly if you have to. Civility is focused on positive people's treatment. You can think about it as the golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated, because every time you step at the other side of the table, you realize that your actions probably wasn't just the right thing to do, wasn't appropriate. And then you try to make some changes. So the lockdown is affecting all of us. Yes, it's not just you, it's not just your family. Everyone is affected. And so people treatment right now, we really have to hype things up. If you've never been kind to people before, you have to learn how to do it. If you haven't been good to someone, I remember my mom, God bless her heart, she always says that if you have nothing good to say, please keep quiet. Okay. Make sure that you're saying the right thing.
Yeah.
Everyone is going through so much stress and pressure right now. This is not the time for you to pass on something negative or negative energy. Every time that people experience you, you have to make sure, you have to be intentional about this, that anyone who experiences me must say something good that Louisa made my day. And that's what should be, the rule of the day for all of us. I know that is so much that we're going through, and I really understand that, but please, we can be able to conquer this crazy COVID-19 if we're ready to work together. Dr. Tulsa, it's great to have you. Thank you so much. So I know some of you are asking who is the guest for today. I'm going to introduce you to him. He's Dr. Nashon Walker. And we're talking about a topic that is so, so, so important, the right mentorship. How do you have got a mentor? And somebody might be asking, Louisa, why the right mentorship at this time? Of course, because, in as much as we're so concerned about what's going to happen post-COVID-19, if you do not prepare, if you're still doing the exact same thing that you've been doing all your life, you're going to show up worse with COVID-19. So what are you using your time for around this period? I know some of you, some of the questions on your minds are, how can I begin again post-COVID-19? Do I need to pivot into other areas, that I perceive might be more, that might be like the leading careers right now? Some of us are changing and moving from one thing to the other. Or is this even the right time for me to work on my goal and dream that I haven't touched for years? Majority of people have lost their jobs. Unemployment is the rule of the day all over the world. And so we are all troubled. But the question is not, how long is, COVID going to last for? Because we don't have a date for that. The question really is, will I become a better version of myself when this is done? What actions am I taking? What do I need to do? What do I need to start doing or stop doing? And you're not going to find out all those answers on Google. We've been playing around with Google for so long. There's so much that you can get from Google, and let me borrow from Dr. Nashon's quote. It says, the right mentor does daily what the right motivational speaker can do in a moment's time. I think that was so powerful. I think that a motivational speaker, which is good, it's going to give you a sensation of victory, just a little taste of feeling, just for a moment. It's like having some curry in your soup. It's like, woo! But that doesn't mean that you're not going to be hungry tomorrow. But the right mentor, right mentorship, guys, is going to stay by you, work alongside with you to show you what the steps are, what the strategies, what to start doing, what not to do, what you were created for, find your identity, your purpose, what you should even begin to do right now. So the right mentorship is the secret to success. Yes. If you do not have a mentor, I'm sorry, where have you been? But it's not too late to begin. It's a good time for you to get a mentor because you're home. Think about it. Your home is a great time to build your business. It's a great time to learn about you, which is the most important thing in the world. To learn about what you were created to do. Some of us have just been hanging around. We do not even know who we are. Yes, my name is Kaiso, but that's not who I am. I was created for something greater than I am. I was created with a message and an assignment to be able to unlock people who are bound. How am I going to find that out without the right mentor? You can be on Google like 24 hours a day. You will not find those answers. And so that's why I had to bring the best of the best in the house to come talk to us about this topic. Let me tell you who I am and who he is before I get him on the screen. And welcome, Linda. It's great to have you. Welcome, Perry. It's great to have you. Welcome, Dee. It's great to have you in the house. Thank you so much. Welcome, Mary from Canada. Welcome, Daly. Welcome, Renee from Ghana. It's great to have you. We are so popular today in Canada. Welcome. How is the weather in Canada? You don't want to bring the cold on the show because, I don't want to see no snow when we're done with the show. But welcome. It's good to have you. Welcome, Ndenya from Kenya. It's good to have you. That's an image consultant. It's so good to have you in the house. Thank you so much for making up time to be here. So Dr. Nashon Walker is an entrepreneur, triple M influencer, and real-time paradigm creator. So if you're still all over the place. If you're still struggling with limiting beliefs, this is who you should be speaking with.
Hmm.
The Nashon has authored several books and earned college degrees in computer engineering, business administration, and music, with an emphasis on art and worship.
Mhm.
From traveling the world to working with youth in urban America, Dr. Nashon's life mission has been set on understanding the human transformation phenomena. In 2013, Dr. Walker founded a paradigm for youth transformation, and since then, his framework of thought has been adopted by public school systems for their behavioral change programs. He is also the founder of Nashon Walker Creations, a multifaceted media and content creation company. Dr.
Mhm.
Nashon and his team solidified deals with some of the largest companies in the world to provide urban youth thousands of paid internships to help them develop 21st century skills for life and work. With over 20 years of combined success in the corporate world and training successful orders, Dr. Nashon offers a very unique approach and skill set that has reached the toughest of inner city youth to the top CEOs of major corporations. No matter how whom the audience is, Dr. Nashon's life story has brought hope to millions around the world, and his message is timeless, transforming and empowering every listener. And welcome to the house, Dr. Nashon. It's such an honor to be working with you this afternoon. So take a moment and say hello to the audience, please.
Hi, everyone. Hi, I'm really excited to be on. Thank you for that kind introduction. Um, all of those accolades would not be possible, of course, without my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Period.
I love that. That
Yeah.
is so powerful. And it's so great to have you in the house. Welcome, Sule. Welcome, Mercy Bello. And you know, we have people on different screens just jumping in. Guys, I want you to know that I really do appreciate you. I don't know if anybody told you that, but I love you very much. So if no one has told you that they love you, Louisa does. If you feel like you've been alone around the spirit, you're not alone. I am your sister. And so you can hit on me at any time. Come on here every Mondays and Fridays and let's have a conversation. This is not one of those sessions that you're going to be listening. I want it to be so interactive. Bring your questions because we have the expert in the house. I bring the best of the best. Guys, listen. If you see anyone on the screen, they are the best. I don't work with anything short of the best.
Yeah.
So he is the best in what he does. And of course, he's going to share a lot more. So bring your questions. What questions do you have about mentorship? Have you been part of a mentorship before? What were your benefits? Are you just struggling at this time? Are you thinking about, getting a mentor and you don't know what to do? What questions do you have? Bring them in the house right now, and those questions will be answered by Dr. Nashon. So, Dr. Nashon, my first question for you is, how is COVID-19 treating you? Over to you.
Well, how it's treating me and my family.
Yeah.
Um, we're in a great place. And I want to send my condolences out to families who have lost loved ones.
Yes.
I want to let people know that we care if even a loved one went through a challenging time with COVID-19. I understand that we're living in unprecedented times right now, and a lot of people are living in uncertainty and they feel hopeless. And my heart goes out to them, But in regards to me and my house, we've been blessed. This has been an amazing time for us, and during this session, hopefully, I can share some nuggets with people. So if they haven't been having an amazing time, things can quickly change with the right mentorship.
Wow, this is powerful. Thank you so much. I have Idong in the house. Thank you. That's from John Maxwell. My John Maxwell family, they're all here. Woo-hoo! I'm so excited to have all of you here. And RIGHT Nations family, everyone is just so hot and smoky this morning. Sister Lucia, all the way from Kenya, is good to have you in the house. Thank you so much for making out time to be here. Now, whether you know it or not, or whether you believe it or not, you are being mentored by something or someone all the time. Okay? And you have to be able to make a choice. You should have control over your choice, who you want to be listening to, who you want to be mentored by. Some of us have been mentored by the media. I always say it here all the time that Kim Kardashian has got so many children she's not aware of.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't say that in a bad way, because we've trusted so much on the media, we've trusted so much on Google, that we have really hated our to find or get on a part of self-development, get on a path to know more about ourselves, or get on a journey to be more and do more and live our full potential.
Yeah.
So my question for you right now, Dr. Nashon, would be, what's the right mentorship anyways? What does that even mean for someone who is just hearing this for the first time? Over to you, Dr. Nashon.
So what is the right mentorship? In order for me to answer that question, the first thing we have to understand is we have to understand that people live from the depository of their heart.
Mm.
This is very important. People live, people behave, people take action from the depository of their heart, meaning whatever has been deposited in their heart will determine how they proceed in their action.
Mm.
So when you talk about the right mentorship, you have to understand the purpose of mentorship. Why did God create mentorship? Mentorship in today's day and age has been dumbed down so much that we don't really understand the true value and the true identity of mentoring.
Mm.
Mentorship is, in fact, discipleship. So what is the purpose of mentorship / discipleship?
Mm.
God created mentorship / discipleship as the chief solution to developing the belief system of a human being. You got to get that, okay? God created mentorship or discipleship as the chief solution to developing the belief system.
Yes.
Right? So when you look at the right mentorship, you have to understand that there's also the wrong mentorship.
Right.
All right. And right now in our world, you either have the right mentorship or you have the wrong mentorship.
Mm.
All right. And that mentorship is designed to deposit paradigm, doctrine, content into the hearts of individuals to bring about certain outcomes.
Right.
So I'm trying to be really, really clear. So the right mentorship is based on truth. It's based on civility. It's based on God's word.
Wow, this is so, guys, I told you, you need to buckle up. Listen, Dr. Nashon is in the house. It's going to be hot fire.
Right.
So bring it on, and we're having a lot of comments and people are jumping in. Sibyl, it's good to have you in the house. David and Molly, it's good to have you in the house. Bruce, it's good to have you. Ifama, it's good to have you. Sule, thank you so much for making out time to be here with us. The topic of today is the right mentorship. It's your secret to success. Your secret to greatness. And we just learned that mentorship is discipleship. And really, right mentorship has a lot more to do. And, because like Dr. Nashon said, if there is right mentorship, then there's wrong mentorship. Mm-hmm. So right mentorship, of course, I can imagine from just your words, it also connects with who your mentor is as a person. Mm-hmm. What kind of results do they have? How much do they care about you and your progress? Mm-hmm. And do they really think about you? It's so important. So you have to look out for all of those qualities when you're choosing a mentor. Now, another thing that I want to say is, sometimes people confuse motivation, a motivational speaker, and a mentor.
Yeah.
Okay? Because sometimes I've worked with people who have said, oh, this person is my mentor, but really they just had that person speak, once on the stage or something. Dr. Nashon, can you differentiate between a mentor and a motivation speaker? Like, what are we getting from a motivation speaker
Mhm.
or versus a mentor? Over to you, Dr. Nashon.
Absolutely. And I love that question. See, motivation is designed to move people into mentorship.
Mm, mm,
Motivation is designed to move people into mentorship.
mhm,
And you got to look at this both ways. The wrong motivation
mm,
is designed to move people into the wrong mentorship.
mm.
The right motivation is designed to move people into the right mentorship.
Right.
And because we haven't understood the difference, and because we haven't tied those things together, we've lived only for motivation that
Mm,
only lasts for a moment. Therefore, our transformation only lasts for a moment.
right. Woo. This is good. I love it. So really, motivation, it gives you just a little bit sensation about victory, but the mentor, the right mentor, will work alongside with you to unlock that mastery of your victory.
Exactly. And for years, I've been studying the human transformation and human change.
Yes.
And one of the things that we have failed, especially in the westernized culture, we have failed to really understand the importance of process,
Right.
human development.
Right.
And motivational speakers are necessary. You
Mm,
need motivational speakers
mm,
because motivational speakers have the ability, the grace
mm,
to break people through
mm,
into surrendering to a process.
mhm,
Listen to what I'm saying. This
mhm,
is very important.
mhm,
But because we lack true mentorship,
mm,
which is discipleship,
mm.
once individuals have broken through into this place of wanting more and wanting better,
Yes.
they get stuck because we don't have enough true mentors,
Wow.
right? So that's very, very important to understand. Motivational speakers are important. Motivation is so important,
Mm,
right? But motivation isn't designed to take you through
mm,
a process of change, a process
mm.
of development.
Yes.
That's where mentorship, true mentorship, comes into play. They work hand in hand.
Good. So motivation is more of like the feel good, the feel good moments. It's like, yes, you can,
Mhm.
and just get you pumped up. But of course, in order for you to build success and sustained success, you have to be working together with a mentor from where
Absolutely.
you stand. So if you're just joining us for the first time, it's the Civilized Presence. Of course, you're
Mhm.
in the right place. We are here every Mondays and Fridays. So if you're just getting here, I don't want to say that you're late to the party, but you are. You will have access to the replay on my page. This week, we've been running a couple of series, and we always hear at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. But we discussed at the start of the show that we're looking at shifting back to 11 a.m. beginning next week, just because some of our viewers from different parts of the world, we have a global audience, are finding it impossible to be here live with us. And
Mm.
so I have to think about all of those people. All of you are great and amazing because the show is for you anyways. I mean, if it was just about me, I'll show up here at 5 p.m. in the evening when I'm rested. But of course, the show is for you. And so it's what works for you. So the topic of today is the right mentorship. And I'm working with Dr. Nashon Walker, the best in the world, to deliver this message. So, Dr. Nashon, I have another question for you. So, can you share with us your mentorship story? So, let's begin from there. Over to you.
So my mentorship story is very unique. I am I grew up in the inner city of Philadelphia,
Mm,
and I grew up without both of my parents most of my life. So I was pretty much orphaned growing up as a child. And I'm home, so you see my daughter, so don't even mind. All right, so we're gonna do this good. So I grew up orphaned most of my life from house to house,
yes.
and I got into some trouble, and I had to do some time actually. And it was in that place where I think I had my first true mentor,
Mm.
and it was in prison, and this is public information. So it was in prison, and during that moment, that's when faith became a reality to me. I didn't grow up in the church. I didn't grow up religious. I didn't grow up that way. I grew up in the streets,
Mm.
and it was in a jail cell. Let me just be honest. It was in a prison. It was in a jail cell where I met Jesus. Period. It was in a jail cell. I was 19 years old. I was functionally illiterate, right?
Mm.
I couldn't really read, write, or talk. And it was in that place where there was a gentleman who recognized something in me that I couldn't see myself. And he began to mentor me.
Mm.
He began to mentor me in life. He began to mentor me in the word of God.
Yes.
Upon my release, I said, my life, I'm going to change. Things are going to change. And I met an individual by the name of Gerald Jarman, who began to mentor me and mentor me. And really, he was the individual that showed me the true definition of mentoring. And then other individuals came into my life. And from that point on, my life elevated. I graduated. I have 3 degrees. I was a college instructor, taught business, traveled all over the world, um, corporate success. I mean, it was just so much that happened in my life before I turned 30. This happened before I turned 30 years old. I worked for the largest privately held telecommunications company in the United States of America, and I was elevated to the highest corporate sales position where it's required 10 to 15 years. I only had 4 years of experience. I was elevated, and that's because I always wanted to be teachable. Somehow, some way, I understood the secrets of the right mentorship. And it was when I was teaching in college. I was a full-time business instructor for YTI Career Institute. And when I was teaching in front of 20 students, I almost fell out because I couldn't believe it. Based on where I came from, I'm like, how am I here? Like, I'm here. Oh my, I'm a college instructor.
Mm.
And it was at that point where I began to do research about human transformation, youth transformation. How did I get here? So everything that I'm sharing with the world about the right mentorship is from my own life. It's from my own life. And I've been tremendously blessed. And just in less than a year, we've created over 1,500 jobs for urban inner city youth, 1,500 paid internships. So there's a lot of other great things. I'm happily married. I have 4 beautiful children. I'm
Mm.
happily married, right? And when I look at my marriage, how did I make? How I'm with her for 14, going on 15 years. How? Because I understood this concept of the right mentorship. I always sought counsel. I looked at other relationships and I sat under them, and they taught me. I look at so every area of my life, every subject matter of your life, you should have the right mentor. That's a key. For every subject matter of your life, you should have the right mentor.
Wow.
That's how you take the shortcut to success.
Yes. This is powerful, and thank you so much for sharing that. We have some more people who have jumped in, and just before we go ahead, we're gonna have a 1 second break, guys. Hello, 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 all of you who are here with us. Are you just joining us for the first time? It's the Civilized Presence. We are having a conversation today with Dr. Nashon, and it's been fun.
Right?
Yes,
Yeah, it's been.
there's so many comments. Guys, we have different screens, and welcome YouTube members. It's good to have you. I'm going to find a way of seeing your comments directly YouTube, because I know you're going to be so upset with me, but I want you to know that I love you very much. Welcome, Joanne. It's good to have you in the house. Welcome, Boy. It's good to have you in the house. Thank you so much for joining us. It's the Civilized Presence. You are in the right place. Bring on your questions on the right mentorship, because that's what we're discussing today with Dr. Nashon, and why it is so important. So a comment from Ellen says, every subject matter of your life should have the right mentor. I strongly believe that.
Mhm.
We need a mentor for everything. We need a mentor for different parts of our lives. Whether you're trying to lose weight, you need a mentor.
Mhm.
Sometimes we try to do things on our own, and that's why it takes so long. And welcome, Business Continuity. It's great to have you in the house here. Thank you so much for joining us. So, what questions are you having? Have you had a mentor before? Are you looking at having one? Are you home and trying to build a business? Or are you feeling like trouble, like things are just breaking apart because of the lockdown? I totally understand. But a mentor is that one person who's going to listen to you with a stability mindset. So there's no judging here. The mentor will be there for you to guide you, to tell you what to start doing, what to stop doing, when to do it.
Yeah.
And really, a mentor is that one person who sees, so much more beyond where you are.
Mhm.
The things from the abundance mindset, so that you're not limited to your tiny little goal that has been sitting in your brain for so long. That mentor will help to be able to, to push you at the right way, of course, to encourage you to do more and be more and grow and learn about self and do all of the great things. So I encourage all of us to find you a mentor right after you. And of course, you're still struggling about what a mentor is. A good example for me is, how many of us wear sunglasses or eyeglasses, whatever. Some of those put on sunglasses during the summer. I'm sure we all do. I hope so, because sometimes if you're around where the sun is so bad, maybe you might have difficulties in trying to drive. And sometimes you pick up those glasses and they're kind of dusty. So what do? You wipe off the glasses every day, you wipe it off. And if you're like me, because you like the glasses, even when it gets old and it's not functional anymore, you're still trying to wipe it off. But it gets to a point when you have to replace the glasses. Now, what we've been doing with our lives, with our career, is that we've just been wiping the glasses. We've been wiping the glasses. It gets to a point that you can't even see anymore, but you're still wiping it.
Mhm.
So what the mentor is going to do is say, take the glasses off. You need to replace it, Louisa. Come on. You need to get another one. Or maybe you have the wrong prescription. So go get the right one to wear for now. The mentor can see ahead of you.
Yeah.
That's something that you want to invest in. A mentor can be an investment, of course, but you're investing in your growth. And any investment that has to do with your growth really is not an investment, because you are going to become a better version of yourself. And of course, look at this period with the lockdown. Look at your business at this point. Some of us are so troubled. When you work with a mentor, you'll be able to experience clarity.
Yeah.
What should I be doing? What is the next step? You'll be able to find your purpose if you haven't. You'll be able to find who you are. And this is going to take me to my next question for you, Dr. Nashon. Yes, I really love your story. And of course, thank you so much for sharing that, with how a mentor, I'll never forget that. I mean, how a mentor, look at the difference a mentor makes in the life of a human being. He sees more. He sees ahead of you.
Yeah.
Even when you thought, this is just not working out. Some of us are from very toxic backgrounds. And that was the same thing for me, where you never believed in yourself.
Yeah.
Some of us are from families who have told you you're good for nothing.
Yeah.
Some of us are from cultures where you really do not have a voice, or you have a family tradition that nobody goes ahead or goes beyond a certain level. And so you have left yourself in this box for so long. But let me challenge you today that a mentor is that one who will help you find clarity, break that box open, and jump into greatness. So you want to do that. So, Dr. Nashon, let's talk a little bit about, purpose, because, when you shared your story, everything I heard there is just, you were able to find why you were created.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, you didn't just know what you should be doing, but you're able to show others the way.
Yeah.
Can you talk to the audience about, what purpose is, why this is so important anyways, in finding your purpose and how a mentor would be able to help you find your purpose? Over to you, Dr. Nashon.
That's so good. So I'm going to share a couple points from my new book. And this is really good. One of the things I talk about in the book is purpose and gift.
Mm.
All right. So one of the most important things that I learned in my life is the correlation between my purpose
Yes.
and my gift.
Wow.
Your purpose is the reason why you exist. It answers that question.
Mm.
Your gift or your talents have been given to you by God to help you fulfill your why.
Mm.
Okay?
Mm.
They go together. Gift is ability to help you fulfill your purpose. Purpose is the reason why you exist.
Mm.
Purpose is also a journey.
Mm.
It's a journey. It's a journey of identifying the different elements of what you are called to do, why you are called to do it.
Yes.
However, with the right mentorship, that is your shortcut
Mm-hmm.
to success
Mm-hmm.
and identifying, understanding,
Mm.
and fulfilling your purpose. Those are the 3 steps with purpose. The first thing you have to do, you have to identify what is my purpose. And once you identify, you have to understand your purpose. Understanding is a divine comprehension in your heart that gives you the ability to repeat something at will.
Yes.
Right? And then after you understand, you have to now fulfill.
Mm.
It's a journey. And many people fail to fulfill, to understand, and even to identify because they don't understand the importance of having the right mentorship. Check this out, at all times. The right mentorship is not a seasonal thing. The right mentorship is a lifetime. You may change mentors through different seasons. Some you may not. I learned this principle. It's the Barnabas. Never forget this. Those who are listening, this is one of the most important principles that you can learn about relationships.
Yes.
Right? It's the Paul, Barnabas, Timothy model. Maybe some of you've heard it, maybe some of you haven't. But throughout your journey, you will always have 3 types of people in your life.
Mm.
You will always have a Paul in your life, or you should. You will always have a Barnabas in your life, and you will always have a Timothy. This is very important because if you don't understand that, then sometimes the people who have been meant to be your Paul, you treat them as Timothy.
Mm.
Sometimes the people who have been meant to be your Timothy, you treat them as Paul.
Right.
And sometimes the people who have been meant to be your Barnabas, you treat them as Timothy or Paul.
Mm.
Right? You should always have a Paul. Paul represents the right mentor in your life.
Yes.
You should always have a Barnabas. Barnabas represents the right friend in your life. And you should always have a Timothy that represents the right mentee in your life. You should always be giving back what has been given to you in order to be empowered with the law of giving and receiving. So when you talk about purpose, those are some key thoughts that you have to understand in order for you to, number 1, identify your purpose. Number 2, understand your purpose. And then number 3, fulfill your purpose.
Wow, this is so rich. And of course, someone is asking for the title of your book, Dr. Walker. What's the title? And where can we find the book?
So the title of the book, it's not released yet. I'm still working out some details. It's going to be The Right Mentorship. your shortcut to success.
Wow. We want to be the first to get the book.
Mhm.
I think we might have to work on a pre-order button or something because we want to be the first to get the book. I think
Absolutely.
this is so good.
We
I
can do a launch too if you want to have me back on the show. I'll do a launch with you,
That
um,
would be wonderful.
and yeah, however you want to do it, we can do that.
That would be wonderful. I think everyone needs this book. And welcome, Dr. Teharda. It's great to have you. Welcome, Trent. Welcome, Tina. Outley, it's great to have you. Welcome, Amy. It's great to have you. Duchess K, it's great to have you in the house. Thank you so much for all of you for making out time to be here. And I'm just going to, talk a little bit more about purpose because I think that people have really messed up the topic of purpose. I was listening to something a few days ago, and people have all kind of definitions about purpose and what is supposed to be and what it should not be. But I love that you said identify, understand, and fulfill. That means that when you actually truly find your purpose, it should put a demand on you to
Yeah,
do something. It's not just about finding your purpose, but what are you doing with it? And that's where the fulfill comes in. So I want us to kind of expand just a little bit more about that because
yeah,
there's so much content out there that is not right about purpose. And I want my clients or my audience to get the best out of it and why it is so important for one to find their purpose. What could happen to you if you're working without finding your purpose?
yeah.
Over to you.
Very important. And this is one of my favorite topics. And in order for you to understand purpose, you have to understand gifting or talent.
Mm,
And the reason being is because too many people mix the two. They call their talent their purpose, or
mm,
they call their gift their purpose.
mm.
No, that is the gift is your ability. It is the ability that God has given you to fulfill your purpose.
Wow,
Again, your purpose is the reason why. Your purpose is your mission statement. It's why you do what you do.
that's right.
So you can have two individuals that have two different gifts, two different talents, yet share the same purpose,
Mm,
right? I'll just use this as an example.
mhm.
Um, let's talk about some names, right? So let's look at LeBron James and let's look at Will Smith,
Right.
right? And I'm just using this for example's sake,
Yes.
okay?
Yes.
LeBron James, people would say, well, his purpose was basketball.
Mm,
No, that's not his purpose. That is his gift. Basketball, the game of basketball is his gift. The
mm.
reason why he exists, only he really knows that. But I would dare to say one of his purposes was to break the cycle of poverty
Woo,
in his life forever. That's a purpose,
that is
right? So when you look at Will Smith, who
wonderful.
I'm from Philadelphia, and my family actually knew of Will Smith, knows Will Smith, Jazzy Jeff.
Mm,
Will Smith, his gift, his talent is totally different. He's an actor. He's not a basketball player. But a
yes.
lot of people will say, oh, his purpose was to be an actor. No, no, no. That's not his purpose. That was his gift. His purpose was the same as LeBron James,
Wow.
was to break the cycle of poverty and
Wow.
to launch his family into a new destiny. That was a big part. So purpose, many times purpose can be shared,
Yeah.
but gift and talent be different.
Mm,
So this is very important when people want to begin to understand their purpose. It's this simple.
mm,
Purpose is the reason why,
mm,
right? When I look at my life, I have many gifts, right? Listen, I have many companies. I have a media company. I
mm,
have an all girls basketball training and mentoring company, all girls. People don't even know that, right? I have so many girls young girls who I'm mentoring and training in the game of basketball, not just my daughter, so
mhm,
many girls, right? So I also work and I do workforce development,
mhm,
right? I'm an author. I love writing books.
mhm.
I'm a musician. I love singing. I have over 200 songs recorded, right? That I
Wow.
haven't even released yet,
Wow.
right? That all of that is not my purpose. All of that is the gifting that God has given me to help me fulfill my purpose. So what is Nashon Walker's purpose?
Wow.
My purpose is to help people succeed. That is why I exist. I exist to help people succeed. Why? Because if I am not helping people succeed, then I am actually dying.
Mm.
See, when you're not in your purpose, you're not breathing the oxygen that God has given you. Listen, that purpose is the reason why. So in all my gifts and everything that I'm doing, whether it's training girls, whether it's creating a video, whether it's doing a mini movie, whether it's, you know, doing this or making a song, it's all connected to why. Everything that I do, every gift that is distributed, every gift that is fulfilled, every gift that is displayed is injected with the why, and that is to help people succeed. So every time I do a song, every song that I do, my why is dominant. I want to help somebody succeed. Now, somebody else's why may be different. I want to become famous.
Wow.
That's not my why. So people need to distinguish the two first before they can really understand purpose. And I hope I help people with that.
No, this really helps because, and I love that you said, without your purpose, you're actually dying. That was such a powerful statement. But that means that a lot of businesses are dead even before being launched because they don't have a purpose.
Before being launched, and they can make a lot of money. That's another thing. Making a lot of money and having an awesome revenue stream can be deceptive sometimes. This is why
even before arrival,
this is why people are committing suicide. They have everything on the outside. They're committing suicide. Why? Because they're using their gift.
Wow.
But they haven't tapped into purpose.
Yes. Yes. This is so powerful. I mean, this is the best thing I heard today.
Awesome.
Because that takes you back to the drawing board. That it doesn't matter what you're trying to do. When I listen to you talking, it simply means that we are all originals. We all came with a purpose and a unique gift that was given to us by God to be able to fulfill this purpose. So it's time for you to find your gift.
Absolutely. We all have been gifted. That is the thing. That's the fundamental understanding. You have to understand that I don't care what you've been through. I don't care what you're going through. I don't care what they said about you. I don't care what they said you can't do. I don't care. God has given you purpose.
Yes.
He has given you purpose. And when you tap into that purpose, what you do will no longer become a job. What you do will no longer become toil. What you do will be and it doesn't matter what you do. That's the thing. Because everything that I'm doing it to fulfill this purpose. Remember, again, this is so important to understand. Gifting and purpose were created differently. However, they were created for each other.
Wow.
God gave you a purpose, but he also gave you gifts and talents to help you fulfill that purpose, that why, no matter what it is. For some people, that gifting may be one or two things. For other people like myself, I'm multi-gifted, multi-talented. And a lot of people say, oh my gosh, you're doing too much. No, I'm not. I'm doing what God has given me. Right. But now that I tapped into my purpose, everything that I do, my purpose is attached to it. So everything that I do, I'm fulfilled. So people, I have some of my colleagues, they go with me for a day. They're like, how do you do all of this? You have a wife, you have 4 daughters, you're like, how do you do everything that you do? You're accomplishing so much. If people saw all the things that I accomplished in one day, and like, they would be blown away. Like, I really need a reality show in my life. And it's because I tapped into everything that I do is motivated by purpose.
Wow.
So I never get tired.
Yeah.
Never get bored. It's fun. Every endeavor is fun because every endeavor was birthed out of the reason why I exist.
Wow. So your purpose fuels you to keep moving.
Yes.
That's the driving factor there. That's what just energizes you to just keep doing it. And, because you found your path. I think, Dr. Nashon, we're going to have to do a special session on purpose. This is deep. And I think that if enough people can understand their purpose, their gifting, what they were created to do, I think it's going to, help us to solve a lot of world problems, like people feeling less than themselves, low self-esteem, feeling that they're not good enough. Is going to tear away all of the limiting beliefs, because you know that you're unique and you are enough. You
Mhm.
do not have to copy anyone else. You are an original.
You are an original. You are. So there's a book that I authored. My first book that I authored years ago, it was called Shining in Your Difference.
Mm,
And
mm,
really, this book talks about purpose and gifting, but it also focuses on the
mm,
importance of difference,
mm.
right? In our society, we have streamlined, right? We have streamlined individuality.
Yeah,
Listen to what I'm saying, right? So now individuality looks like one or two things,
exactly.
right? So whenever you get outside of that box,
Mm,
you're weird, you don't fit, right? But that's a lie from the devil. That's a lie from hell. Your difference is, in fact, your uniqueness. Your difference is what gives you a competitive advantage over everybody else. I love Ambassador Rivers. Big shout out to Ambassador Rivers. Man. I mean, that man, he is one of my greatest right mentors.
mm,
And there was a season when I was going through his trainings that the man is so gifted in pulling out the best in people. I mean, my gosh,
there you go.
so gifted. But it
Mm,
was during that time
mm,
that I really began
mm,
to see
mm.
why I exist.
Yes.
And man, ever since then, I've just shot straight up every endeavor,
Mm,
everything, right? So difference is very important. People used to always say, Nashon, you do too much. You do. I mean, I used to hear that all the time. You need to focus on this one thing. And those things are right to an extent,
mm.
right? But when I met Ambassador Rivers, he said, no, you are different. There's nobody else like you in the world.
That's
There's
right.
nobody. Don't let anybody put you in that box.
Right.
Look at all the things that you have accomplished
That's right.
in less time than the same people who keep telling you you're doing too much. And I had
Ex-
to think about that. I said, man, you're absolutely right. He said, we are creators, continue to flow. So your difference, that's me. I'm
Mm,
different.
mm.
You know what? I'm not going to knock somebody else
Yes.
who just focuses on one thing.
Yes.
That's what they do. That's what they do. So embrace whoever's listening. This
Mm.
is You must embrace your difference.
Ooh,
Embrace
this
your
is
difference, because your difference is what is going to give you the competitive advantage over everybody else,
mm.
because there's nobody else that's like you.
Ooh, this is so good, guys. I don't know about you, but I feel so good this afternoon. Oh my goodness, Dr. Nashon, we need to be hanging out some more. This is so
Absolutely.
good. This is so good, because you were able to break this concept of, the right mentorship, and of course purpose and gifting and uniqueness. We need to get to come to that place where we can embrace our uniqueness. People's perceptions are usually just kind of tied to their limitations. Their perception of you is tied to their own personal limitations. And so they believe that if they could not do a certain thing and you're doing it, it's a problem. They say, oh, no, you're doing too much. No, who told you you're doing too much? And who told you you are not good enough?
Mhm.
Listen, throw that out of the door. That is the lie from the pit of hell.
That-
You can be who you want to be as long as you're ready to say yes today. And I have a good comment here from Idong. She said, you must embrace your difference. It will give you the competitive advantage. Absolutely. Absolutely. What makes you unique makes you great. You don't want to be sounding like everyone. Excuse me. So this is why you need the right mentorship.
You need, and can I say one thing? I know we're about, can I just mention one thing?
Yes, go for it.
In embracing your difference
Mm,
in the environment that you're in,
yes.
they may not accept you.
Ooh,
However, your yes is somewhere. Listen to I had to learn this. You may come up to 100 no's,
wow,
but your yes is
wow,
somewhere.
wow.
You see, when you start to operate in your difference,
Mm,
you begin to separate yourself
mm,
many times
mm,
from the crowd.
Right.
from the everyday commonalities of life
Mm,
and to separate yourself from it.
mm,
But the more and more you embrace your difference, and the more and more you begin to explore the
yeah.
right mentorship, the
Right.
closer you get to your yes.
Yes.
That the closer. So in short, don't quit. When you embrace your difference, continue to move forward
Wow.
and don't quit.
Wow.
Don't quit.
Wow. This is so good, guys. Yes, absolutely. I agree with you. This is wonderful. I have really, really enjoyed my day this afternoon. Guys, I don't know about you, but you see, this is why I told you you can't be watching this video alone. If you haven't shared it on your page yet, please start up a watch party on your page and get everyone to be part of this.
Yeah.
You have a lot of people in your network that are struggling with limiting self-beliefs, that are struggling with self-awareness, that are struggling with finding their identity, that are struggling with embracing their uniqueness, embracing who they are. And so the best thing for you to do is to start up a watch party, invite them to be part of this message. And of course, if you have any more questions, we will be happy to take it on. Dr. Nashon Walker is on Facebook. And Dr. Nashon, let me allow you to tell us where we can find you.
Yep. So I would like, so I have a page, Nashon Walker Creations.
Mm,
Um, and for the last, I'll share this. I haven't been as active on social media for like the last 2 years. And I'll just share this real quick. And the reason being is because I have been focusing on home,
mm,
right? And being an expert in mentorship and transformation, I had to make sure that I'm mentoring the people that mean the most to me first. So, Nashon Walker Creations, that's the number one page, right?
mm.
And then you can also friend me on my regular Facebook page. So those are the two pages. Really, I love Facebook. I'm on Facebook. When I launch my book, it'll be through Facebook, and I'm looking to launch that book in probably about 2 to 3 months from now, on everything that we're talking about.
This is wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. Nashon. We have learned so much, guys. I don't know about you, but there's something that I want you to take away today. That, of course, you have to learn how to embrace your own uniqueness.
Yeah,
Your uniqueness is actually your secret sauce of greatness.
yeah,
So if you do not embrace your uniqueness, you're going to be sounding like everyone. You're going to be sounding like the person next to you. There is that gift that God has given to you, and you haven't really found it yet. That's okay. You can begin to work with the right mentor today. Are you still struggling? Ask us how. Send an email, Louisa at thecivilityacademy.com. Send a message on Facebook. You know, I always prefer the email because sometimes messages on Facebook get lost or delayed before responding. But I want you to know that I really do appreciate your making out time this afternoon to hang out with me. And we will be back again same time on Friday. We will be back again with somebody great. So you always want to hang out with me and, of course, invite more and more people to be part of this. And Dr. Nashon, everyone enjoyed your session. It's an awesome teaching. Thank you.
oh,
This was wonderful. And if you want to work with Dr. Nashon, he is amazing. He has got so much content. He's got so much programs that you can be part of, and you can do the same thing, or he can teach you how to go
yeah,
wherever you find yourself, whatever part of the world. Please send us a message, send us an email, Louisa at thecivilityacademy.com. Welcome, Susan. Welcome, Dabu. Welcome, Amy. It's great to have you. I'm another Susan again. It's great to have you. Thank you so much. If I didn't mention your name, guys, that doesn't mean that I do not care about you. It's just that probably you're not directly on my personal page, but I love you very much. Thank you for all that you do, Dr. Nashon. Thank you for making up time to be here with us. And of course, civilized presence, thank you so much for the time that you spent with me today. I really do appreciate you all because without you, the show will not go on. So I hope to see you again for our last 1 p.m. session, which is going to be on Friday with another guest with another fantastic topic. If there's something that you want to learn that we haven't touched on, please send me an email, Louisa at thecivilityacademy.com. I would be happy to have a look at that. I've been getting so many messages lately on domestic violence, and we're going to be working on that very soon. So thank you so much. I know that's a thing right now during the lockdown. So I'm not ignoring your emails. I'm not ignoring your messages. I've heard you. I'm going to bring the best to the show very soon to deliver that content. So thank you, and have yourself a wonderful rest of the day and rest of the week. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Nashon. Thank you. I really appreciate you. Bye for now, and bye YouTube, bye Facebook, and see you on Friday. Thank you.